It's that time again. It's the time where we come together to talk about what's happening in cryptocurrency. Welcome back, everyone, to Crypto's News Live. It's such a nice treat to have you here to stay up to date with what's going on and what is important. What are people talking about? To stay on top of things in this deep, cold, frigid, polar, vortexy crypto winter. You know, it's funny, when I was getting together my videos for Christmas, the old videos that we've done, the Christmas songs, in that video that we put up on Christmas Day, I had to go through all my old videos. And like I said, we're luckily up on Odyssey. And I was just looking through the titles of pretty much every video. And one of them was so funny to think about now. I don't know what year, it might have been 2019, I guess. It was a video that was titled the longest bear market ever. It just felt excruciatingly painful. You could tell from the title of that video. And it might feel like that right now, as I've said, with the prices pretty much seeming like stable coins for the major cryptos. Let's enjoy the lack of volatility while it lasts, because once things kick up, it just gets quite insane. This, I heard someone say, is the market for the 100x leverage traders, those who really like to go on leverage and borrow quite a lot because of just how minute the movements are. It's really a market for them. I don't know if that's the case, but damn, has been crabbing along. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into what's going on today. Thank you guys so much. Happy holidays. I hope you're having good ones. Thank you, Dreamcatchers. Azam, thank you for your support. It's thanks to people like Azam and those of you guys who support on Patreon and through YouTube sponsorship, who really keep me coming, who keep me showing up, and feeling like this is something that's worth it to folks to continue to do. So thank you for that, guys. And for those of you guys who continue to comment, I might not respond to all of them these days, but I do read all of my comments, and I appreciate that. Anyway, let's go ahead. You've been here, damn, since 2017. We've been in this together for a long time, a name for this. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for that. Volatility is dead. Long live volatility. Yeah, let's go and start off by looking at the prices. We have Bitcoin down 1%. It looks way steeper here on the right than it really is. It's not that bad, again, just because of how flat things have been. It's sitting at $16,669.99. It's up 1.5%. I guess that's something over the last 7 days. Ethereum up a little bit more, up 3.6%, although it's on the last 7 days. Over the last 24 hours, however, it's down 0.6% at $1,209.50. Good times. So looking at some of the movers when it comes to prices here that have had the biggest shifts today, there's something called Ton Coin, which is the open network coin. They're trying to make, just another open network where you can do everything over. And they are down about 8% today. That's really one of the biggest moves that we've seen, which is saying, I think, quite a lot. It has been, from what I could tell, having quite the up week, however. Or I guess over the last 14 days, up 3.2%, it says here. 26.1% over the last 30 days. Maybe the hype for this one is just dying down. Something about their Twitter getting taken down as well recently. I don't know. Terra Luna Classic as well of the Terraform Labs ecosystem is up as well. As you can see, it's up 12.1% on the day. It's up to 0.00017 cents. Oh man, which is, look at this, check this out. It's actually down 100%. I don't think I've ever seen on CoinGecko something actually down 100% that's still somewhat actively trading, but it's down from its all-time high of $119.18. Technically, it can't be down 100% without having like zero value, but it's just funny that it says that there. The all-time high was on April 5th, 2022, or 9 months ago. But yeah, it's been picking up. Look, over the last 7 days, it's up 33%, and it has now crossed the $1 billion market cap, so it's not that small. It's at $1,035 million in market cap for that one. So I think this is one of those plays where people try to buy something that's dead. Although there is some sort of proposal that's coming out right now. Here writes finbull.com that this new rally is occurring because the community is voting on a new plan that will move 50% of all the burns of that token away. It would overturn a decision that moves 50% of the burn tokens that take place over to a community development pool, so that will no longer be happening. So it's just this kind of like stock buyback kind of thing. It doesn't really create any real value when you do some of these token burns. It's just destroying supply in order to keep the supply that exists going up in price. So that seems to be the real play here with LUNC token, is to try to burn more and more tokens and stop trying to put tokens that are being burnt to development to try to do something actually useful. And so let's just burn more and more and drive up the token value that way. So anyway, this is one of several different development initiatives. Specifically, the network has seen a rise in the pace at which LUNC tokens are being burned. So Luna Classic tokens are being burned to increase the asset's value. There you go. Apparently it has support from established entities like Binance that has been burning LUNC spot and margin trading fees voluntarily. So if that is in fact true, as it says here, then I guess, and you want to leverage trade, you can do so on Binance for 0 fees, which is interesting. There's probably a fee somewhere. There's always a fee baked in there, either in the spread price, and I don't know how they would probably have some sort of like perpetual contract like leverage contract for you to be trading without having fees over time. It just doesn't make real sense to me. So I don't know. I kind of take that with a grain of salt, but I guess it could be the case. I don't know. So Ethereum proof of work has been moving up. When Ethereum moved into the merge upgrade that took place, you have now 2 Ethereum tokens that were basically being supported by different players in the ecosystem. You have Ethereum proof of work token, which is like the old Ethereum that can be mined with graphics cards and validated that way. And you have the new Ethereum, or really the mainstream Ethereum, which is proof of stake, which is validated by people putting up tokens that they have as collateral. They're allowed to validate the network and that transactions are correct and so on. If they get a chance to do that, they get the reward that way. And if they lie and cheat when producing these blocks, then they can get slashed and penalized, however you guys prefer to say that. How many people say piano? How many people say piano versus pianist? I always said pianist. What do you guys say? I don't know. I think it's the same here. Tomato, tomato. Anyway, so Ethereum proof of work has seemingly bottomed out here, looking at the price, and has started moving up. Not necessarily that it's going to keep moving up, but it could be the case. So just a kind of shift here. It seems like it's been picking up after a major buy that took place, which is not much, right? It went from like $2.97 here, according to CoinGecko, up to, whoa, $3.09. Big moves in about $4 million worth of volume on December 27th. Anyway, it is now seemingly moving up, however. That's over the last 14 days, over the last 7 days. You can see it looks a little bit more pronounced here, the spike in price, one of the bigger leaps. In the last 24 hours, it does seem like that token is coming to life, this coin. So just wanted to take a look at that. It is down from the all-time high, 94.6%. The all-time high was sitting at $58.54 today. The price is at $3.13 from the all-time low of $2.87. If it was somehow to climb all the way back up to the highs of September 3rd of $58, that would be like a 20x on your capital, on your cash, if you were able to take advantage of some sort of leap like that. But that's a really risky way, I will say, of looking at things, is looking at all-time high and being like, but what if we go back there? Because there were so many different coins just in this last bull market or cycle or whatever that never reached the old highs of the 2017 cycle. So I wouldn't say that's a really good way of looking at it. But considering that a lot of this has really happened in the bear market, I think it could be a different story for Ethereum proof of work, and it potentially could have a higher, it could climb much higher. I'm not entirely sure if what the issuance is. I probably should have looked that up for Ethereum proof of work, but that's just coming to mind right now. I do believe that they lowered the issuance somewhat from what it was, but it's probably still a higher issuance than Ethereum proof of stake. So I don't know that it's set up for as massive gains as you're seeing with Ethereum proof of stake, which has so much going for it with the triple halvening, but it still might provide some sort of gains. I think a lot of people who have wanted to claim their Ethereum proof of work tokens have already done so. You basically get your MetaMask or whatever wallet and you change the RPC, or you change the blockchain that you're looking at through MetaMask, the chain ID, and then you're able to basically claim the tokens by, for example, sending them to an exchange that supports Ethereum proof of work, and you would be able to claim them that way, for example. I'm not sure if there are other tools to do that right now. I don't know. Maybe you guys are following it really closely, Ethereum proof of work. Maybe you had a lot of Ethereum and you're hoping for some gains. I wonder where you guys are at. It looks like the miners are now picking up. People are interested in accruing these things perhaps for free, right? Assuming that they had the hardware already and free electrical prices, if you could take advantage of that. But anyway, yeah, it looks like on December 24th, it was a Christmas Eve present here for Ethereum proof of work, where the hash rate bottomed out at 15.93 terahashes a second. Maybe this isn't the ultimate bottom, but it does seem that way. It's picking up somewhat, as you can see here on December 26th. So yesterday it was at 16.67 terahashes a second. Although this is a far cry from the highs that we had back in September 14th, around when it launched, where it fell from a peak of 68.17 terahashes a second. But anyway, just seeing this bottom out could mean that there's an interest now in accruing more of these things. And I've always said miners have this kind of incentive to want the price to go up, and they can do so many different ways through communication channels and influencing the community through their various groups. Yeah, the miners are a little bit more powerful, I think, than they get credit for. So I think this could be an interesting one to keep an eye on based on some of what we're looking at over the last couple of days. So just taking a look here at what's going on. What's up, fam? Is the bear market still a thing? I think so, Gortrabot. So thank you for checking in, though. I appreciate you checking in here to see. But I think, yeah, we're still in a bear market. At least we haven't confirmed the bull market yet. I don't know. Maybe the bear market is over. although the Fed has vowed to continue to raise interest rates. I wonder what kind of impact it'll have on things. I really do feel like a lot of the downside has already happened. So the potential for more upside here is higher than the potential for downside. That's how I'm seeing it. That's not a recommendation, not financial advice, right? Let's protect ourselves here. But that's, I do think we're closer to the bottom here than some sort of top that you will see eventually. Anyway, there was, as we have been talking about leading into this merge, just wanted to remark, maybe you haven't claimed your Ethereum proof of work tokens. There was the situation around the chain ID. It was still the same when it was being developed on GitHub for Ethereum proof of work token as for Ethereum. So this could have led to a scenario where you could do some sort of transaction on Ethereum proof of work, right? You would try to claim those tokens by sending from your wallet that had Ethereum previously to an exchange, like I said before, but someone might be able to replay those transactions on the Ethereum proof of stake chain and then therefore kind of steal your Ethereum. That could have been the case. So I was saying kind of wait for a while and see how things shake out and play out, see if they change the chain ID before you try to move those Ethereum proof of work tokens. The chain ID was eventually changed, I do want to say, so it shouldn't really be an issue for you to try to split away your Ethereum proof of work tokens. But there was a situation that did take place. It was an exploit. This was covered here on CoinSwitch, but on September 19th. But it was around that week where basically there was a hacker who took advantage of an exploit on the Gnosis chain's Omni Bridge, where he wrapped some ETH and he was able to replay that transaction on the ETH proof of work chain to get some extra 200 ETH proof of work tokens. But yeah, this isn't something that really affects anyone anymore. And it really wouldn't be a problem if you were splitting away. This is something that got replayed on the ETH proof of work chain from the ETH proof of stake chain. And you wouldn't really lose much value in that kind of sense. And so I just wanted to say that it's not really a problem if you were trying to split it off. It was a bit of a situation, it looked like, because the chain ID that ETH proof of work switched to was 10,001. It was already being used by a Bitcoin Cash testnet, and that created some situations. But from what I can tell, that got resolved. Anyway, moving forward here, that's just kind of an overview of some of the stuff that I was looking at, thinking about here. The judge that was in charge of the FTX case, and anyway, the United States versus Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, Caroline Ellison, and Gary Wong. That judge has been changed. Ronnie Abrams was the old judge. It has come to the court's attention. It was filed here on December 23rd, so on Friday, that the judge got changed. They voluntarily withdrew from the case. This comes to the court's attention that the law firm of Davis, Polk, and Wardwell LLP, at which the judge's husband is a partner, here they wrote, at which my husband is a partner, advised FTX in 2021, as well as represented parties that may be adverse to FTX and defendant Bankman-Fried in other proceedings or potential proceedings. My husband has had no involvement in any of these representations, wrote Ronnie Abrams, the judge. These matters are confidential and their substance is unknown to the court. Nonetheless, to avoid any possible conflict or the appearance of one, the court hereby recuses itself from this action. So Reuters was the one who reported on this, and this is being shared everywhere else. Damn, look at how excited this photographer is to get this picture. Man, the paparazzi is alive. I don't know why paparazzi reminds me of pepperoni. Paparazzi. I don't know. Paparazzi, pepperoni. I don't know. He's kind of got like a pepperoni plaid-like shirt. Anyway, it's being silly here. But the new judge, this is going to be this Lewis Kaplan. He is known for his no-nonsense demeanor. We'll see about that, Mr. Kaplan. A judge since 1994, oversees 2 current civil lawsuits by former Elle magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll, who's accused Trump of defaming her by denying he raped her in a Manhattan department store dressing room 27 years ago. Kaplan is also overseeing Virginia Giuffre's civil lawsuit accusing Prince Andrew of sexually abusing her when she was 17 at the London home of Ghislaine Maxwell. the now convicted former associate of late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew, of course, settled that case in February. We'll see if there's some sort of settlement that takes place here. I don't know what that settlement would be, but I'm still like looking at that article from New York Times yesterday that I talked about, just kind of like grates me. I feel like they're going to go so easy on this guy. It's like they're saying he's probably going to be out max, like if he does get any jail time, in 6 years, and then he'll be out at conferences talking about how to run a company and how, I don't know, he's going to be all right. He's sitting probably in a cushy Palo Alto house, a fancy laptop, drinking fancy champagne, talking to his lawyers right now. What a guy. What a guy. Also, he right now is in the news because it came out that he had pledged he had borrowed from Alameda Research to buy those shares of Robinhood that apparently he had owned. I don't know if he's going to be owning them since this is coming out right now, but he had borrowed hundreds of millions of dollars, according to CoinDesk here, and court documents from Alameda Research to purchase that stake in Robinhood Markets, which trades as Hood. I believe he had owned quite a lot of the company. I think it was like 10% of all outstanding shares, which are worth now over $440 million. So pretty huge. He had borrowed over $546 million from Alameda via promissory notes in April and May in order to take that stake, using his shell corporation called Emergent Fidelity Technologies Ltd. Oh yeah, there it is. A 7.6% stake at Robinhood. That's pretty sizable. Anyway, so recently Hal Finney's account, Hal Finney is being suspected. Oh, Corey's stupid iPhone is here? Oh, he's arrived. Let's all take a moment. Happy holidays, Corey's stupid iPhone. I know that name has been around since, like, I don't know, the first week I started talking about cryptocurrency news, so that's a true OG. Thanks, man, for showing up. Anyway, Hal Finney's Twitter account has come to life. It's at Hal Finn on Twitter. It was coming out that maybe it was under a different control, having logged in for the first time in ages. And now we're finding out why that happened. The guy who famously tweeted out running Bitcoin. I think the first time that Bitcoin had been mentioned on social media. Hal Finney suspected of being Satoshi Nakamoto. He developed ALS eventually, was basically frozen, stiff, and he typed in message boards his final posts about cryptocurrency, well, Bitcoin, using his eyes and lasers from a hospital bed. It happened really suddenly. He was like running marathons, and all of a sudden he just developed ALS. Then he was cryogenically frozen, so one day we made at 10:59 a.m. Hi everyone, this is Fran Finney, wife of Hal Finney, an early pioneer of Bitcoin. I want to let you know about a special event I'm organizing in honor of my husband. Thank you for all your interest in Hal and your support. He would love it. This is actually the first I hear from Fran Finney, so she's been quite, I think, reclusive really, and not commenting much, but obviously following some of the fame that posthumously her husband has enjoyed in the cryptocurrency community. Anyway, the event is going to be called Running Bitcoin. That's going to be taking place to honor Hal Finney, and it's a half marathon event that will take place between January 1st and the 10th. The goal is to get as many people as possible to run or walk a half marathon distance and to raise funds for ALS research through Bitcoin donations. Hal was diagnosed with ALS in 2009. He fought bravely against the disease until his passing in 2014. We are determined to find a cure for this devastating condition, and any support you can provide will make a big difference. If you'd like to participate in the Running Bitcoin event and make a donation, you can do so by visiting our website, runningbitcoin.us, and following the instructions there, or you follow us at runningbtc21k on Twitter. Every little bit helps, and we are grateful for your support. Thank you for all your time and for helping us in this important cause. Together we can make a difference in the fight against ALS and honor the memory of my husband, Hal Finney. Gives me a tear, a genuine tear to my eye. Anyway, yeah, I think he did some good stuff to get Bitcoin to where it's at. It's a beautiful thing, man. To be holding something that is limited, a currency that's already got that like gold 2.0 symbol in your head when you just found out that the Senate and House have passed a $1.77 trillion spending bill here in the United States. $1.77 trillion. And then there's supposed to be some sort of fight against inflation, right? Some sort of posing fight. The Fed is fighting inflation while they're still printing trillions of dollars. It's such a joke. One day we're going to look back on this and be like, how could anyone ever trust fiat in the way that it was? How did we not put some money into Bitcoin? I think that day will come, since it's still really the best option that is out there, right? Anyway, brain hurts. My heart hurts. But I love you all. Thank you so much. Again, happy holidays. Thanks for showing up. There's one more thing, possibly a very controversial video that I've been thinking about doing. It's a video that is just basically reading another one of Arthur Hayes' blog. I've done a few of those. He's the CEO of BitMEX. But Arthur Hayes did one that was about Sam Bankman-Fried and how the establishment has really come to uplift him and how they came to trust him so easily. Someone who came out of nowhere to come the poster boy for crypto and has now fallen from grace. But it was a really interesting article, and it informed me a little bit about history, and I think you might enjoy hearing about it too. And so I was thinking about reading that one and sharing that with you guys, kind of like just reading the background. You can play it, and it'll be kind of like, I don't know, some sort of audio book. I thought it's nice to read some of his musings sometime because they can be very informative and inform our view of the world and how crypto oftentimes works and how people look at crypto. I really like how his mind works for some of these blog pieces. Anyway, if you find that interesting, maybe you'll tune in when I read it. I was just wondering how much interest there would be, but I think you'll really enjoy actually watching it. So maybe I'll do that right after this video. It's only 2:30 p.m. here Central Time, so we got some time. Anyway, thank you all so very much. Oh yeah, R.I.P. Dr. Rose. L's high school choir director who passed away from ALS too. Damn, it was ALS too. Yeah, terrible disease. Definitely support that fight for sure. I think it'll be something meaningful that you can do. And I'll finish with the quote of the day here, which is, I think, an interesting way of looking at the secret of happiness. People are always trying to figure out what that is, but it is by J.M. Barrie. It is, not in doing what you like, but in liking what you do is the secret of happiness. Yeah, I think sometimes we're in positions where we might not necessarily have thought we'd end up, and it might require some patience to get out of, but you can still find happiness, I think, in different ways, and maybe it is something like this, right? Anyway, take care, everyone. Much love, and stay cryptic. Peace.